Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Pub Trivia Experience. Tonight, I am your host, Jeremy, and we've got a fun little hot seat ahead for you tonight. We're going to have a special three-way, and before we hop into all the other stuff, let me just get right into the introductions here. First up, out of, let's go with Iowa, the middle of the cornfields, Bryan Nash. Bryan, how you doing? What you drinking?
I'm doing pretty damn good. I was a fill-in for a, hey, anybody want to play? And two people were like, yeah, we can. Oh wait, and one of them backed out, and I went, I can jump in here. I'm not doing anything much tonight. So okay, cool. It's going to be three of us hanging out, and two very dear friends of mine, and then all of a sudden Jeremy just pops in and says, hey, I'm going to run the game. All of us go, what? And so, fuck it, we'll do it live. Tonight I am drinking from Millstream Brewing out of Amana, Iowa. I've got their knee-high Hefeweizen. Checks in at nothing too bad, 5.7 ABV. Sounds something like this. And tastes like this. I love me a good Hefeweizen. That'll play nicely.
I agree, but I tend to like it when it only comes up to about mid-shin as opposed to knee-high.
Mike, you must be from Hawaii because all I heard there was aloha.
Oh, well played. Well, we already heard the other two voices, but let's hop down there first to Alabama with Mike. Mike Mott, how you doing? What you drinking?
Jeremy, I'm doing great. Yeah, like Bryan said, I was already excited to be hanging out, and then when you popped on, I was like, this party just got even better. So as far as what I'm drinking tonight, this is from the Goat Island Brewing, which is in Coleman, Alabama, about an hour south of here, basically in the midpoint between Huntsville and Birmingham. Their motto, being Goat Island, is "Life's too short to drink bad beer." So, in this case, this is their Sipsey River Red Ale. I have never had this before, and I just sprayed it all over myself. But we're gonna see how it tastes. It feels pretty good on my face.
Like that was all the first time.
And tastes pretty good too. That is, I'm going to enjoy that after I wipe myself off.
Don't move. I'm going to get you a towel.
Oh my God. That takes me back. Holy crap.
You're welcome.
What a reference.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Well, while Mike is cleaning himself up with a towel, I'll let minds go wherever they want on that. Let's hop over to Florida man himself, Chris Ligori. Chris, how you doing? What you drinking?
Jeremy, I genuinely can't remember the last time I played a regular trivia game on my own show.
That's why I thought it'd be fun. That's why I pirated this podcast and took it over.
If you asked me would I be sober doing it, the answer would be no. But apparently, I'm going to be playing this game sober. I have a little bit of just a bottle of water here, and I'm not even going to bother you with a sound effect because there isn't one. But let's have a good time tonight. I'm looking forward to it. You two drink up.
Cheers.
All right.
Uh-huh.
And for me, I'm doing something a little weird with my drink tonight. Oh, I don't know if you heard that pop. I have a bottle of wine that I picked up when we were out the other night. I'm going to drink a little bit of wine. All right. Well, I lost my train of thought, but let's get right into this. We're going to be doing a normal hot seat tonight, head to head. But we got to start out with our warm-up round here. So I'm going to bring back a classic for this. We'll start with Chris, then Bryan, and then Mike. Something I did on one of the earlier episodes I hosted. This round is called Prescription Drug or Pokemon.
That's right.
All right.
So as we get into this round, Chris, we're going to start with you.
Let's go.
Is this a prescription drug or a Pokemon? Duosion. Duosion.
Yeah, there's no logic here. I know a decent amount about Pokemon. I played Pokemon Go for a while. I've never heard of a Pokemon named Duosion. That sounds to me more druggy, so I'm going to go drug.
That is a Pokemon.
Okay. Off to a good start.
Bryan, over to you.
Okay.
Yours is Ramelteo. Ramelteo.
That's a catcher for the Phillies.
Rameltio. That does sound to me like a drug.
That is a drug. So 1, 2, Bryan. Forgot to put names on the scorecards. That would have been really interesting later. All right. Going over to Mike. Yours is Zydelig. Zydelig.
That something is screaming Pokemon to me on that one.
That is a drug.
Damn. I guess Zy is a common drug thing, so maybe I should have gone that way.
All right, Chris, going back to you. Yours is Braixen. Braixen.
I'm going drug. I don't have a logic there.
There are no logic to these. That is a Pokemon.
Oh my god.
Bryan, going over to you. Yours is Evenity. Evenity.
You are an evil bastard.
I made the other one was way too easy, so I went a little harder on this one. Not gonna lie.
Yes, you did. I think that you're so evil that you put in something that sounds like Eevee but isn't, and I'm going to say that this is a drug.
This is a drug.
Is that our first correct answer?
No,
second. Bryan's 2 for 2.
Bryan's acing it, and we're not.
All right, going over to Mike. For you, yours is Yorvapath. Yorvipath.
I'm gonna go drug.
That is a drug. Going back over to Chris, shaking his head. This is great. Yours is going to be Amaura. Amaura.
So whenever I hear it, like the AURA, the aura, like I feel like if that was medicine, it would be ORA. AURA lends me to think it's some cute kind of name. Maybe it's like a mystic type of Pokemon. So I'm going to go Pokemon.
Chris getting on the scoreboard. That is a Pokemon.
All right.
Nobody is scoreless now. All right. Bryan, we're going over to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yours is Veluza. Veluza.
Because I'm Veluza, baby. Veluza sounds to me... God, it could go either way. It's a coin toss.
No, it's a drug or a Pokemon. It's not a coin toss.
God damn it. I will say drug.
Veluza is a Pokemon.
Ah!
First miss of the round. Going over to Mike. Yours is Rellor. Rellor.
That doesn't sound like a drug to me. I'm gonna say Pokemon.
Good thing you didn't follow Chris's game theory there. That is a Pokemon. All right, Chris, going over to you. Yours is Nerlynx. Nerlynx.
It's got links in it. Lynx. It's got links in it. I'm going to say Pokemon. My logic is where it brings me to.
Nerlynx is a drug. All right, so that was Chris. So Bryan, we're going over to you. Yours is Phexi. Phexxi.
What the Phexi? Pokemon.
Phexi is a drug.
God damn it.
All right, we got one more round of these. So let's go back over to Chris. Yours is Lokix. Lokix. Oh, did I miss Mike? I did miss Mike.
You did.
I'm sorry, Mike. Yours is Lokix.
Lokix. Okay. I'm sorry, my brain is still singing "Phexi Lady" by Jimi Hendrix, except Phexi. Lokix. Is it Lokix?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna say drug.
That is a Pokemon.
Dang it.
All right. Now let's go back over to Chris here. Yours is going to be Gocorvri. Gocovri.
Gocovri. I have no idea. And I've been wrong most every time. I'm just going to say Pokemon, and I have no idea.
What's a drug?
Yeah, I figured.
All right. So then we go back over to Brian. We got two more of these, one for you, one for Mike. We're going to go to Overquill. Overqwil.
I will say that Overquill is a play on overkill. I'm going to say that's a Pokemon.
That is a Pokemon. And the last one going over here to Mike. This was my favorite one to write down. Yours is Fezandipiti. Fezandipiti.
Pheasantipity. It's kind of like serendipity. If serendipity was a pheasant, which is lending me to think, I'm going to say Pokemon.
It is a Pokemon. So coming up our warm up round here, we got Chris with 2, Brian with 3, Mike with 3. Still an extremely close game. Nobody ran away with the obscure Pokemon or drug references. As I expected it to be a little bit harder, because like I said, the first time I did this, I think it was like 4, 4, and 5 or something like that. And I'm like, those might have been too easy.
I don't remember getting 2 right, so hey, I'll take it.
There you go. I'm going to open my soda because I forgot to do that earlier to actually have some Foley. And then we are going to go right into our hot seat round. 15 minutes nonstop trivia action. Back to back to back. We'll rotate through everybody here. And then we will get to our halftime after that. Is everybody ready?
Let's do it.
Ooh,
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go in that same order, Chris, Brian, Mike, because that's what's across the top of my screen. Although now you guys screwed me up with the new recording and you're in different order on my other screen. But we will, that's how I missed you, Mike. I was looking at the pictures. But we will jump right into that. Let me get my timer ready because my phone locked. And we will go starting right now. Chris. Stellenbosch is a mountainous wine region in which country? Stellenbosch.
Spell that?
Stellenbosch.
I do not know. Germany.
That is South Africa. Going over to Brian.
Mm-hmm.
What name is shared by a U.S. senator's first name and the currency used in South Africa?
Rand.
Rand is a correct answer. Going
Nice.
over to Mike. Which Richard Wagner song is closely associated with Francis Ford Coppola's film Apocalypse Now?
Ride of the Valkyries.
That is correct. Going on to Chris. In terms of square mileage, which Middle Eastern country is the largest?
Do you consider all the stands to be Middle Eastern?
I would say no. I think what
I
you'd
would
normally
not.
consider the
Yeah.
Middle East.
So I guess Saudi or Iran. I will say Iran.
Ooh, coin flip the wrong way. Saudi Arabia. Going over to Brian. On which Mediterranean island was Napoleon born?
Oh, he was banished to Elba, but he was born on, I think, Cyprus.
Corsica.
Damn it!
Going over to Mike. Which of these birds is able to fly? An ostrich, a flamingo, or a turkey?
As God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly.
I may have edited the question to include turkey as a choice.
Yeah, it's got to be the flamingo.
It is the flamingo. That may have been intentional when I was going through this list. Chris, going over to you. A metaphor for a tough situation, the British phrase sticky wicket, arose from playing what game on a wet field?
Cricket.
Cricket is a correct answer. Going to Brian. If a tourist's fecal matter turns a bit red during a visit to Ukraine, they might have been eating what beet-based soup that they call their national dish?
Borscht.
Borscht is correct, and I had a hard time getting past fecal matter without laughing because I'm a child.
It's a really shitty question, Jeremy.
I love that. I love that we're coming up with new creative ways to ask questions about things like beet-based foods.
Going over to Mike. Losing My Religion was a hit for which alternative band in 1991?
Rapid Eye Movement, or REM.
REM is a correct
I can
answer
only
there.
assume that's what it stands for. I actually have no idea.
I'm pretty sure. I always thought it was. Going over to Chris. Since 2008, a series of more than 550 concerts have been performed at an office in Washington, D.C., and these videos have been viewed tens of millions of times on YouTube. What is the name of this NPR concert series?
Unplugged. I actually don't know.
This is NPR's Tiny Desk.
So good.
I've heard that. I've heard
So
of
good.
that. I had no idea it was a concert series.
Going over to Bryan. Living up to its name, which is the largest moon of the planet Saturn by diameter?
By diameter. Well,
I guess that was important.
let's go with Titan.
Titan is a correct answer. Going over to Mike. Which restaurant chain bought Pharrell's much buzzed about fedora on eBay for $44,100 because it looks like the hat in their logo?
The hat and the logo is going to make me go Arby's.
Arby's is a correct answer. Going back to Chris. What is the average airspeed? I'm just kidding. What is the second element of the periodic table of elements?
I'll go with Arby's. Hydrogen.
Helium. Hydrogen's number one.
Hydrogen is 1. Helium is 2. Yeah. Okay.
He. Going over to Bryan. What the popular burrito chain Chipotle is named after a type of what?
Pepper.
Pepper is a correct answer. Mike. What German dog was bred for digging out badgers?
I do not know the dachshund.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
We don't need those stinking badgers.
Going over to Chris. This one might be more recent than you expect. In music, which Oasis song opens with the lyrics, "Today is going to be the day"?
Is that Wonderwall?
That is Wonderwall.
Might be the only Oasis song I actually know.
Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
Going over to Bryan, also called a serial comma, the optional comma placed before the "and" at the end of a written list is called a what?
The Oxford comma.
Oxford comma is correct. Mike, what actor joined the casts of Happy Days, Dynasty, The Love Boat, and Married with Children at the end of their runs?
Oh my gosh. Wow, this is a great question that I don't think I am going to know the answer to. Happy Days Done. These are all shows that I have seen like snippets of, but wow, this is a great question. And I do not know the answer. Scott Baio.
Good guess. This is definitely one of those. Oh, I know that guy that you see in a lot of shows. It's Ted McGinley.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
He killed so many shows.
I know, like every show he's been on, he's killed.
But he's fantastic in oh my god, the fucking show.
He would remember, but it went off the air.
No, it's the one with Jason Segel and Harrison Ford, and I'm just drawing a blank on the name.
Yeah,
Williams and
Shrinked.
Shrinked. I was like, it's so good. I'm like, it begins with an S. Why can't I think of the name? Shrinking. Yeah.
Shrinking. Sorry. Yeah, Shrinking. Going over to Chris. Appropriately, Family Guy father Peter Griffin's middle name is Lowenbrow, a popular 80s brand of what?
Lowenbrow?
It's Lowenbrau.
Popular 80s brand of hairspray.
Mike was giving you a hint. It's beer.
Oh, okay.
Bryan.
Yes.
2 cows make 'em cry is diner slang for an order of 2 hamburgers topped with what?
Onions.
Onions is a correct answer. Mike, back to TV. Fox Mulder was one of the lead characters on what hit sci-fi TV show?
Don't give me that expression, Chris. Sorry, a line from Bloodhound Gang's Bad Touch popped into my head all of a sudden. So we can both watch X-Files. X-Files.
X-Files is correct. Going over to Chris. In 2012, Obama impressed spectators with his smooth vocals when he crooned, "I'm so in love with you," from what song?
Oh my God. I can't help falling in love with you. It's the only thing that's coming to mind right now. I'm trying to place it. I've seen this. Fools Rush In. I don't know.
Is Let's Stay Together.
Yep.
Brian, what three-toed creature's name in Greek is Bradypus or Bradipus, which translates in English as slow feet?
Let's go with a sloth.
A sloth is a correct answer. Mike, what is the name of the first privately owned spacecraft to return from orbit? I need the name of the craft, not who owned it.
Yeah. Blue Origin.
Blue Origin would be the company. The spacecraft was Dragon.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
I was on the right track at least. I would never name the spacecraft though.
All right, going over to Chris. Who leads the company of dwarves on the quest to reclaim their treasure from Smaug in J.R.R. Tolkien's novel The Hobbit?
Bilbo?
I see Brian. It is not Bilbo. Brian, do you want to tell him?
Thorin Oakenshield.
Thorin Oakenshield. I'm like, I wonder if Brian will get this
Lord
question.
of the Rings question? The hell?
Luck of the draw. Luck of the draw.
Technically, he gave him a Hobbit question, but yes.
Brian, this one's for you. 2 different queens have ruled Britain for at least 63 years. Name the one that is not named Elizabeth.
Victoria.
Victoria is a correct answer.
Victoria.
All right. Mike, sorry, this one's for you. A lion holding a sword appears on the logo of Ceylon tea, as well as the flag of what teardrop-shaped Indian Ocean country that exports the product?
So I'm terrible with flags. I'm terrible with geography. I'm terrible with product logos. Chris is dying over here. Teardrop shape in the Indian Ocean. It's Sri Lanka?
Sri Lanka is a correct answer. That was almost like that
Well, it suddenly came to me.
Zimbabwe pull or whatever we right.
Are your tonsils sore from how far up there you had to reach to pull it out?
Right? Chris, in which state should Bugs Bunny have taken a left turn?
That's a great question.
I don't know the reference. Mississippi.
New Mexico. Should have made a left turn at Albuquerque.
Oh, yeah. Made the left turn at Albuquerque.
Yeah, I've heard that. Okay.
All right, Brian. Which of the following is the name of a landlocked country in Africa and not an island in Hawaii? Malawi, Lanai, or Nihao?
Malawi.
Malawi's correct answer. It's funny because we said Nihao earlier on before we started, and I'm like, that's a question. We need Mike, the word for handcuffs is the same as the word for wives in what language?
Italian.
Close. Spanish.
Spanish. Okay.
They are both Romance languages. All right, Chris. What word means the following 2 things? A polyhedron formed by connecting a polygon to an apex, or a game show that often included a number in its official title and won 9 Daytime Emmy Awards?
Pyramid?
Pyramid is a correct answer. Brian, which guitar part shares its name with a verb to meaning to worry?
Fret.
fret is a correct answer. Like, you're getting the music questions that I expect Mike to get. Chris is getting the Lord of the Rings question or J.R. Tolkien questions I'm expecting you to get. So,
I'm getting the geography questions. It's like
And then, actually, ironically, which U.S. city was the first to host the Olympic Games?
St. Louis?
St. Louis is the correct answer.
Good poll.
Good pull, Mike.
Yep. Chris, what actor appeared in American Graffiti before starring in another movie by the same director in 1977?
Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford is a correct answer. I had to change that because it was like, and then went on to star in Star Wars. And I'm like, all right, going over to Bryan. In what Scandinavian city would you find the famous Vasa Museum? VASA.
Scandinavian. Let's go with Oslo.
Nope, you pulled a Brittany. It is Stockholm.
Oh,
I guess at least you didn't say, was it Pavlovia?
Yeah.
Going over to, sorry, I love you, Brittany. I love you, Brittany.
love you, Brittany.
Going over to Mike. Which hip hop jam by now convicted murderer Silento spawned a viral dance craze and videos from Michelle Obama and Ellen DeGeneres?
Harlem Shake?
Nope. Watch Me Whip. Watch Me Nay.
Oh, yeah.
I actually had to change that. It says like up in or like what new coming thing like guy. And I'm like, nope, he's in jail now for murder.
Damn.
I never knew who did that, to be honest. I would not have been able to name him.
All right. Going over to Chris. In a newspaper, the section devoted to a list of incidents reported by the local law enforcement is called what?
Patrol periodicals. I have no idea.
Kind of close. It's the police blotter.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Bryan. Harpo, Oprah's production company, shares its name with a character from a novel by what author?
The Marx Brother. Wait, no. By what author? I don't know the literary character, and I feel like I should. So I'm going to just throw out a guess of Hemingway.
Alice Walker is who we're looking for in that one.
That's right.
All right, and Mike, timer went off, so you're going to finish up this round. Everybody will have an equal amount of questions. The ancient Roman town of Pompeii was destroyed and preserved by the eruption of which volcano in 79 CE?
Vesuvius?
Vesuvius is a correct answer. Ending our first hot seat round of the show. Coming out of that, we've got Chris with 6, Bryan with 13, and Mike with 12. Woo. But we've got our halftime coming up. It was still anybody's game. It's always fun to see how the dice roll on these questions because they're just randomized and don't know who's going to get what. And I'm like watching like one person away for like some of these. Where I'm like, if it was the next person, it was a gimme.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I was not expecting that many dinosaur questions, Jeremy, because I'm getting my giraffe kicked.
you never know what's going to happen in round 2, though. Again, luck of the draw on some of these.
Truth.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, we're going to get into our halftime here. Got a pretty simple one for you, I think. For the halftime, you're going to have 5 minutes to come up with a list for me. Every correct response will be worth 4 points, for a total of a possible 20-point swing in this round. Your question is this, or I guess your prompt is this. Give me the top 5 authors who have appeared the most times on the New York Times bestseller list. Again, there are 4 points each.
Oof.
Damn.
Yikes.
Can I ask a clarifying question?
Absolutely.
Is it most times like number of
individual books, not how many weeks. All right, we are back. Gave everybody some time to come up with their lists. Let's start with you, Chris. What do you got for me?
So the 2 that I felt like the best about being on there, because I know just from a writing standpoint in my head, they're really prolific. Patterson and Danielle Steele.
Okay.
Then I have Stephen King. And from there, I went to like franchises that have multiple entries. And I know that Tom Clancy has written a bunch of random things. And the next one up there is I know the Jack Reacher series has like 20 something iterations. So I put Lee Child in there as well.
All right. Bryan, what's your list look like?
Several of them are the same as Chris's here. First name I wrote down was Patterson. I did also put down Stephen King. I debated, and I finally went ahead and I did put Danielle Steele down. I wasn't sure that she's prolific as hell. I just didn't know if she had any best New York Times bestsellers. I also wrote down John Grisham.
Oh, that's a good one.
Fuck, how did I forget Grisham? Yeah.
And I had several that I went through. Okay, Nicholas Sparks, maybe. I don't know if I like that. Asimov, very prolific, but I don't know that he would have gotten New York Times. R.L. Stine, prolific as shit, but probably not. I ended up, my last one that I wrote down was Lee Child.
Okay. And Mike.
If I could have pulled the name of the guy that wrote the Jack Reacher books, I probably would have written it down, but maybe I'll commit it to memory now. I will be honest, the first name that I wrote down probably has not been around long enough, but it was like 2 years ago. She held like 8 of the 10 spots at one time. So I wrote down Colleen Hoover.
Oh, yeah.
That was the first name I wrote down. Then I wrote down Stephen King, James Patterson, Tom Clancy. The last name I had was Danielle Steele. I scratched it out at the last second and wrote down Dean Koontz instead.
Oh, Koontz is a good one, actually.
Those are all very, very good.
I also wrote down Crichton, Atwood, and Cussler. So.
Crichton's another.
Crichton crossed my mind.
I don't think Atwood would have.
No, I couldn't get it out. I couldn't get her out of my head, and I felt like I needed to have a woman on the list. And then it took me a little.
Both Crichton and Grisham are like, man, I didn't even think of them, and that bothers me because I've read several of their novels.
Same.
Okay. There was definitely a swing in this round. Here's your top 5. It is Danielle Steele at number 1.
Ah, damn.
Wow.
About 182 books on the New York Times bestseller list.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Jesus.
James Patterson with 114. Stephen King with around 60. John Grisham with 48. And I was surprised nobody said this because the number, I couldn't find an exact number of how many made the list, but she might actually be number 1. Nora Roberts. Because it includes J.D. Robb.
Oh.
Yep.
And with the included J.D. Robb books, the average total I could find was around 200 books.
Holy shit.
Damn.
Whew. But
nice job, Jen.
Chris got 3, Bryan got 4, Mike got 2, bringing the scores to Chris 18, Bryan with 30, and Mike with 20.
Damn.
Whew.
I was surprised nobody said Nora Roberts, but yeah, I mean, it does include the J.D. Robb numbers, but I think under Nora Roberts, it was still like 112 or something like that. Then the rest are J.D. Robb. So she's still in the top 5. It just depends on if she's like 1 or 3 or something like that. Yeah. It was like,
that's insane.
I'm so mad for striking out Danielle Steele. I thought I don't know why. I don't know what I thought.
Like once you're saying, "Oh, this person has 118 books," I'm like, "Yeah, Lee Child's not on there."
Right.
Well, and it's surprising because I mean, that Lee Child's a great guess. Some of the other ones you guys said would have been good guesses too. It's just some of these have James Patterson. I think I would have guessed he was number 1 personally when I looked at this list. I would have guessed because he puts out a book a month. Yep. Apparently, they don't all make the bestseller list. Most of them do, but he writes a lot with. He does a lot of things where he'll
put his name on it, but it's not really solely written by him. Or
which I don't think a lot of people realize this, but I commend him for this. He finds up and coming authors that he likes, like people maybe that even haven't been signed yet, and he goes, "I'm going to give you an outline. I like your writing style. Write this book, and then I'm going to put my name on it. Or here's an idea. Write this book." And I'm going to put my name on it, and then your name's going to be right there.
Yep.
And a lot of these authors you see now, they have their own. Maxine Petro is one of them who you see has a lot of books now out there that show up on the list. Trying to remember the other guy's name who's been writing with him recently that now has his own Like you see his books coming out. Like,
Well, I know that
That's
after
cool.
Crichton passed away, Crichton's widow went to him with an unfinished manuscript, and it became a book like Dragon Bones or something like that. I actually read the book. It's not great, but it's done by both of them.
yeah. Well, and James Patterson, and I'll say this before we get into the next round here, is like he's got a unique writing style. He writes very simply. I think is the best way to put it. It's very open to a lot of people.
Yes, it's
Like
accessible.
he does write kids books too, but he writes mostly like adult, like very simple. I'm not gonna say simple, but he has some pretty good twists in his books. But like easy to read murder mysteries that you're just like, there's not a lot of fluff. You're going through reading a murder mystery with some backstory on the characters, and I enjoy them. I pick them up from time to time. I think I've read the first like 20 women's murder club books or something like that because my wife was into them, and I like started reading them and I got hooked, and I started going through the series, and then we read them as they came out for a while. Like they're fun reads. He gets a lot of crap that I don't think he deserves, and I think, you know, there's always the joke that librarians like, oh, do you have a James Patterson book? Like, which one?
Right.
Here's the Patterson section.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like I said, I think he's done well for.
And I got to say, where did James Patterson get his degree from?
Vanderbilt.
Greenbow, Alabama.
Vanderbilt University.
Okay.
He did. I don't think he got his bachelor's there, but I think he got his master's there.
Okay. Good to know. All right. Well, some fun little chatter there.
Yeah.
Again, 18 to 30 to 20. Chris, since you're behind, would you like to continue to go first, or would you like to switch your spot?
I want all of Brian's questions.
So he's going second.
First round. Bryan went second last time, so I'll go second.
All right. So we're going to shift the first. Then we're going to have Mike go first, Chris go second, Bryan go third. All right.
Bring it up the rear.
So Mike, they'll help me keep because they're still in order on my screen. So I'm just starting at Mike and ending at Bryan. Okay. So hot seat round number 2, 15 minutes of nonstop back-to-back trivia. Your timer starts when I finish this first question. Mike, what European city is home to the International Criminal Court, which tries war criminals from around the world?
I almost said The Hague, but you're looking for Amsterdam.
Yep, or I would have accepted The Hague because the question was ambiguous and I fixed it as best
No,
I could.
it said city. It's okay.
Yeah, you were correct. That would be a point. All right, Chris, going to you. What famed English prog rock band has an affirmative 3-letter name?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Sitting here like, stop nodding, stop nodding.
Who out of my head? I'm like, no, it's not the Who.
All right, Bryan, going to you. Castaway, Billy Elliot, and Gladiator were all released in what year?
2000.
2000 is the correct answer.
The
Mike.
year 2000.
Year 2000. All right, going over to Mike. What fabric is named for a variety of goat found in the hilly region between India and Pakistan?
Kashmir?
Cashmere is correct. Didn't even put the Led Zeppelin clue in there. No. Chris. Which painting technique involves painting on wet plaster?
Oh, I have no idea. Something I'm still going to be terrible at.
I'm with you on that one. I can't paint my way out of
I
a
can't paint
paper
for
bag.
shit. Mosaic. It's
Fresco is what we're looking for on that one.
Okay.
Bryan, in tabloid gossip, the term "new ink" refers to a star's newly acquired what?
I'm going to guess tattoo.
Tattoo is correct. Mike, despite having the word "fly" in their name, fireflies are actually what kind of insect?
Beetle?
Beetle is correct. Chris, name Disney's first full-length feature film.
Okay, you didn't specify animated or live action.
It's animated. I'm sorry, animated feature film.
Snow White.
Snow White is correct. You're correct. That needed to be
No white in the
clarified. Sorry, no, you missed 7 dwarves. Don't get the point. I'm just kidding. All right, going with over to Mike. No, Brian. Brian.
Oh yeah.
What is you guys threw me off by switching the numbers, and I thought I had it in my head. What is the byproduct of the cheese making process that is left over after the milk has been curdled and left strained?
No way. Yes, way.
Yes, way is the correct answer. way. Mike, to celebrate his 85th birthday, what did George H.W. Bush do while strapped to a U.S. Army sergeant?
I think he went skydiving. That's really funny way to phrase that, but I think he went skydiving. I'm assuming tandem skydiving.
Yes, skydiving is the correct answer.
I love that question.
That's a great way to phrase it.
I should have said strapped on. But anyway, Chris. Novice callers to sports talk shows often use which of these, or what phrase as part of their greeting?
You like, is it first time, long time, first time listener, long time, first time caller for long time listener?
Yeah. First time caller, long time listener, first time caller, anything like that. Basically, it's first time, long time is what I'm looking for, because whatever they decide to put in there. Brian, in which Mediterranean country would you find the coastal resort of Lara Beach? Lara.
Italy?
No, we're looking for Turkey on that one.
Oh, okay.
Mike, what Latin dance style is also the name for a group of rattlesnakes?
Mamba?
Close. Roomba.
Dang it.
Also the name of the vacuum cleaner.
I had the part. I'll take my 0.6 points.
Going over to Chris. Which male ballet dancer deflected from the Soviet Union to Canada in 1974 and eventually joined the cast of Sex and the City?
I can't say her name. Pereshkova?
Well, I did say male ballet dancer in there
Yeah.
when I asked the question, but it's Mikhail Baryshnikov.
Pereshkova, okay.
I just love that it came around to it. Eventually, he was on Sex and the City.
If you haven't seen it, White Nights with him and Gregory Hines, where he dances ballet and Hines does tap.
Yep.
Phenomenal. Highly recommend.
That does sound wonderful.
All right, going over to Brian.
Yes.
Out of the 180 copies of the Gutenberg Bible printed in 1455, how many complete copies exist? Is it 11, 21, or 31?
11.
21 is what we're looking for there, which is kind of insane considering how old that is.
Yeah, no kidding.
Mike, what is the currency of Vietnam?
Oh, Jesus. This feels like something I should know, but I'm bad with world currencies. I don't know the Da Nang. I really don't know.
Close. Brian? Do you know?
I was going to say, me love you long time.
Well, close. It's the dong.
The dong. Okay. Yeah, that actually does ring a bell. Okay.
I had to not laugh.
Did it ring a bell? Dong? I didn't even mean that, but as soon as I said it, I was like, that was really funny.
All right, going over to Chris. In the U.S., which holiday falls between the 4th of July and Thanksgiving?
Labor Day.
Labor Day is the correct answer.
We would have also accepted Halloween.
All right, Brian, let's test your mettle in this department. What is the currency of Denmark?
In Denmark, it's I think it's the euros at this point.
I guess that could be a red herring. Their official current, like they're not the euro.
Okay, all right.
Nice try, though.
Is it the lira? It's not.
No, it's the krone.
I think I was going to say. I think it's the krone. Yeah.
All right, going to Mike. The Galapagos Islands are part of what country?
Ecuador, right?
Ecuador is correct.
Yeah.
Chris, Patagonian toothfish is served in restaurants under which of these more menu-friendly named? names, or what under which menu-friendly name?
The Patagonian toothfish?
I'd
Ugh.
order, I'd order it as the Patagonian toothfish, to be honest. Like, I'd be like, I gotta try that shit.
I don't know. Tilapia.
That's the Chilean sea bass.
Are
Wow.
they ill-tempered?
All right, going over to Bryan. Created in the Chesapeake Bay area, Old Bay seasoning was meant to go with what type of food?
Crab.
Crab, seafood, more specifically, or more generally, but yes.
Chilean sea bass.
Crab is the correct. Crab is the correct answer. Damn it.
Yep. All right, going to Mike. Bob Geldof, known for his humanitarian work with the charity Band-Aid, first became famous as lead singer of which band?
Gosh, this has come up before. I can never remember the name of it, what the name of his damn band was. Yeah, it like the seventh time I feel like it's come up, and I'm going to know it when you say it, and I just don't remember it.
It is the Boomtown Rats.
Boomtown Rats. Yep. Every time, like that's what it fucking is. Exactly.
Chris. Which artist became famous for painting scenes of life in the industrial districts of northwest England, with human figures usually referred to as matchstick men?
Banksy Sr. I have no idea.
I mean, maybe, since we don't know who Banksy is. L.S. Lowry. Going to Bryan. Snay Nation. So Snay Nation, Snatiation, is a tongue-in-cheek term that refers to a bout of uncontrollable sneezing brought on by what?
Snay Nation.
Oh, I know this.
Snatiation. Sorry, snatiation.
Snatiation.
I can't pronounce things. We know this.
This has been established.
To guess.
Dancing. I have no clue.
It's having a full stomach.
Oh.
Oh, really? I
Easy
thought it
'cause
was
you
the,
overate.
I thought it was.
I thought it was
sunlight.
the sunlight. I thought that was the one for sunlight. Okay.
That was Bryan. So Mike.
Yep.
In a 1971 hit song, Tom Jones sings, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, she's a
Lady.
lady," is correct.
I'm like, wait, which song did he sing in? Whoa, 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 and
All of them.
Shit.
Going over to Chris. Which Vanity Fair photographer, known for her famous celebrity portrait, was designated a living legend by the Library of Congress in 2000?
Name.
It's one of those I guarantee he's like seeing her, like picturing
Yep.
her.
I know who it is. I know the name. I can't pull it right now. What is her damn name?
This feels so familiar. Been there.
Leibowitz?
Leibowitz is a correct
Nailed it.
answer.
Nice job. Nice job.
Annie Leibowitz.
I was about to throw Kubrick out there.
Damn.
Oh my
Rude.
God.
I can't do it anymore, so I'm glad somebody picked up.
Bryan. In what year did the Supreme Court make it legal for interracial marriages to take place?
Oof.
I'll give you within 2 years.
I was going to say,
Oh,
gotta
thank
give him
you.
a buffer. Jesus.
Thank you for that. I will go with 1962.
Close, 1967.
Okay, I was going to say it was 66 or 67, yeah.
Way too late.
Loving v. Virginia. I will never forget. I will never remember the
Yeah.
name of that court case. I'll never forget the name of that court case.
Yep. Loving. Yep. Mike. Tattooed on Angelina Jolie's back are the words "Know Your Rights," the title of a 1982 song by what band?
Huh. Cool. I hope to see this in person one day.
I thought you meant the band, but never mind.
No, I don't even know if I honestly don't know the band, so I don't even know if I don't know. Twisted Sister.
It's the Clash.
Oh, okay. That actually makes sense.
All right, going over to Chris. Which 1980s artist activists raised public awareness of the AIDS epidemic through iconic works like Ignorance Equals Fear?
They talked about him in that movie that we watched for the 80s. The movie with young Steve Buscemi. Chamberlain. I don't know their name.
It's Keith Haring.
Keith
Herring.
Yep.
That's right.
All right, Brian. Who was the head of state in Japan during the Second World War?
Hirohito.
Hirohito is a correct answer. That's a good pull.
Yep.
World War II, baby.
Thank you for breaking our streak of misses too, by the way.
Okay, Mike. What color are Mickey Mouse's shoes?
Yellow?
Yellow's the correct answer. That's one of those that makes you go, shit, I've seen it
like,
a million
exactly.
times.
It is like a zillion times. Yeah, for sure.
All right, Chris. Patty Hearst, Eddie Van Halen, and John McEnroe all voiced callers on what TV sitcom?
They all on Frasier?
They were all on Frasier. Good pull.
Nice job. Nice job.
Going over to Brian. Which play won a Tony Award in 1980 that depicted the rivalry between Salieri and Mozart?
Rock me, Amadeus.
Amadeus is the correct answer. I was thinking like Rock of Ages when you started that. I'm like, nope,
Right.
oh, nope, he said it. Never mind.
Yep.
Mike, who performs the voice of Homer Simpson?
Dan Castellaneta.
Correct answer. Chris, sports question for you. In 2012, what NFL team was penalized for having a secret slush fund that paid defensive players bounties for injuring offensive players?
I'm not the only one who heard secret slut there.
I totally heard secret slut. Like
The secret slut fund.
That would be the New Orleans Saints.
New Orleans Saints is a correct answer. Let's go through. Brian will finish up the round then. That's actually perfect timing. Brian, going to you.
Mm-hmm.
What oceanic animal is often cooked thermidor?
Lobster.
Lobster is a correct answer. And because of the banter, I'm going to do one question for each person, one more. And then we'll call the end of the round. All right, Mike. Founded in 1901 in Springfield, Massachusetts, what was America's first motorcycle company?
Jesus.
Ironically, this would have been your question, Chris, had you not swapped.
I will say Harley Davidson.
Not Harley Davidson. Chris is like dying over there. What is it, Chris?
Indian.
Indian is correct. All right, going over to that. So that was actually Mike's question. Going to Brian.
Nope.
Going to Chris.
Going to Chris.
Sorry, going to Chris. What U.S. agency's website features the motto "Moving America Safely"? Or at least did until current things remove stuff from websites.
Oh my God. Is it transportation or the aviation? DOT. Department of
Flip that
Transportation.
coin. Flip that coin. What was it? I'm sorry.
Department of Transportation.
The Federal Aviation Administration.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Brian,
Yep.
to close it out. In the 1999 film Muppets from Space, what Muppet was revealed to actually be an alien?
There's just one?
Gonzo the Great.
Gonzo the Great is a correct answer to close out our hot seat round.
You know he was already leading, right?
I know. Again, luck of the draw. If Chris hadn't switched, he would have gotten that one he knew right away.
That's true. That was a great impression, by the way, Brian.
But
thank you.
some gaps were closed during that round. We come out of our second hot seat round and ready for the final round here with Chris with 24, Brian with 38 in the lead, and Mike with 28. Chris closing that gap on Mike there.
I thought it was 8. I thought he had 18 and I had 20. I thought I widened the gap.
Oh, maybe. I could be wrong. I don't remember what the scores were at the end
It's
of
all
the
good. It's all good.
To the tape. All right, so we're going to go into our final round here. I'm going to ask a series of 3 questions. I'm going to give you the categories. You're going to give me your wagers, or you can write down your wagers because I trust y'all. And then we will go through and ask the questions. You'll lock in, and then we'll go back through for the answers. or actually, no, we'll do the answers the second pass. You know what I mean? We know what we're doing. I don't. My brain is all over the place. It has been a week. Your categories for tonight's final round are video games, literature, and the 2026 Winter Olympics. So before we get into the final questions here, I realized I forgot how to say how the scoring actually works this round for those that have not listened before or might not remember. After I gave them the categories, they have a chance to wager any or all of their points on all three categories, so they can split them up however they see fit. They could bet all their points on one. They could split it up between three. They could bet zero on all of them. It doesn't matter. They have however many points they have to work with going into those questions. So Chris has 24, Bryan has 38, Mike has 28 to split up however they see fit. So we're going to jump right into that final round now with your video games question. Gustav, Mael, and Luna are just three of the characters you can use to make your way through what recent French-esque fantasy action RPG from Sandfall Interactive? Your goal in the game is to stop the mysterious paintress who every year claims the life of people of a certain age in the town of Lumiere, the age of which decreases by one every year as a number visibly against a giant monolith in the distance counts down. Everybody's locked on that one. We're going to move on to literature. We'll come back for answers and wagers after this, or after we finish the questions here. In literature, what American novelist, born March of 1908 and died in June of 1988, was best known for his frontier stories, which is what he dubbed his works? Some of the novels include Shaughnessy, Hondo, and The Quick and the Dead, which, among other works, were turned into TV series or movies over the years. Then moving along to our 2026 Winter Olympics question. This is very current events. The big event of today was the women's hockey gold medal matches. It was an exciting match that came down to an overtime win. So I'll keep the question simple. Who were the two teams playing for the gold, and what was the final score? All right, everybody is locked in. Let's go back to our video games question. We'll get answers and wagers. Gustav, Mael, and Luna are just three of the characters you can use to make your way through what recent French-esque fantasy action RPG from... Oh my god. Sandfall Interactive. It went off the screen. Your goal in the game is to stop the mysterious paintress who every year claims the life of people of a certain age in the town of Lumiere, the age of which decreases by one every year as a number visible against a giant monolith in the distance counts down. Start with you, Chris.
I had Final Fantasy 69.
Nice.
It seems French.
Mike?
Not dissimilar from Chris. I wagered zero on this one because I reasoned, Jeremy, you know the last 30 years of video games where I do not. So when you said French-esque, I locked in with Je ne sais pas.
Je ne sais pas. And Bryan?
I know my video games pretty well. I know my old school video games well. The newer stuff, I'm a little shakier. I should have followed Mike's logic because I know that Jeremy knows more recent video games hella more than I do. I should know this title. That title is in my brain somewhere, but I couldn't get it to rattle out in time. So I wrote down campaign. I know that's not right. It's a slightly more French word. It might be something like champagne or champlain, but that's the best I came up with was campaign. I wagered 18 on that one.
Mike, you wagered zero. Chris, what was your wager?
Oh, it's a video game question on a game that you wrote. I wagered zero.
All right.
Good call, boys.
So the answer to that one, and you're going to find out real quick, this was a Discord round by stuff that's been discussed in Discord in the past week. This one was Claire Obscure, Expedition 33. Or I would have accepted Expedition 33. That's what most people refer to it as. Yep. But
I knew there was a number in there too, but
that was not. Free, Bryan.
I did see that bandied about, but I wouldn't have associated it with the question.
All right, so going into our literature question. What American novelist, born March of 1908 and died June of 1988, was best known for his frontier stories, which is what he dubbed his works? Some of the novels included Shaughnessy, Hondo, and The Quick and the Dead, which, among the other works, were turned into TV series or movies over the years. Start with Mike on this one.
Yeah, unfortunately, of these three categories, literature was, or literature, if you prefer, was the one that I felt the strongest about. I wagered 27 on this one and immediately regretted it. Hondo was definitely making me feel like I should know the author of that, but I couldn't pull anything. He's decidedly not known for any of those works, but I locked in with McMurtry because I could not pull anything.
Okay. Bryan, going over to you.
So if you ask me to name an author of frontier stories, two names immediately come to mind. Louis L'Amour and Zane Grey. And I had to decide on the coin toss between the two. My dad owns every single Louis L'Amour book, and there's a shit ton of them. But I do not remember. I only read a couple of them myself growing up because they were real short, little pulpy, almost reads. L'Amour had the Sackets. That was his main line. And I think if you had been going with L'Amour, I think you would have mentioned that because that's really his stuff. So I went with Zane Grey, and I wagered 10 on this one.
And Chris.
Yeah, with you, it's tricky just because your literature can go anywhere. And so I felt good about parts of it and not good about a lot of it. So I wagered 0. And I went with Sam Raimi.
Those famous frontier stories.
He directed The Quick and the Dead.
Ash and The Quick and the Dead.
I was wondering if he directed The Quick and the Dead. I thought he did.
So,
well, The Quick and the Evil Dead.
Right.
So I will say this before I give the answer. Bryan made a quip earlier that if I were to write this, I wouldn't include Dungeon Crawler Carl because it would be too obvious. Bryan, who does Carl's dad read, and does he collect the books of?
Which one was it?
He literally gets a collection of books in one of the...
Yeah. I think it was Zane Grey.
Nope. Chris?
Damn it!
Oh, I don't know. I don't pay attention when I listen to the book. I listen for keystone moments, and I have it on as background noise. I love the book. I don't pay. I'm not a details guy.
Well, with no spoilers to the actual series, at one point during book 3, Carl gets a collection of Louis L'Amour novels.
God damn it.
And talks about how his dad had all of them.
Yeah, he's trading with that shop owner, right? On the fourth floor.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like that's a point. Like throughout the rest of the book, like, oh, if I see this shop, I'm going to go get more books.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right now, he's obsessed with playing Frogger and writing notes in his little mental.
Damn. I should have said fuck it and just wagered 0 across the board.
All right. Well, yeah, Louis L'Amour is looking for their prolific 114 books, by the way, if you count all of his novellas and novels and short stories that he released over the years. 114.
But not all New York Times bestsellers.
They were not all New York Times bestsellers.
They were not.
Being born in 1908, I don't know if the New York Times list existed at that point.
Probably not. No.
All right. Going into our final question, the 2026 Winter Olympics. The big event of the day was the women's hockey gold medal match. It was an exciting match that came down to an overtime win. And so I'll keep the question simple. Who were the two teams playing for the gold, and what was the final score? Bryan, start with you.
I have only barely kept up with anything related to the 2026 Olympics. So I very quickly put a 0 down for this one. And I said that it's the miracle all over again. And it's U.S. versus Russia. And the score at the end was 1-0.
All right. Chris, we'll go to you.
So I've watched a lot of Olympics because it's been great with it being in Italy that like when I wake up in the morning and I get to work, it's on, and I've been able to kind of have it on at my desk. And when I get a chance to look at it, I do, but I usually listen to it at least. And so I felt pretty good about this. And then you said it was about what happened today, and I have had a craptastic day and haven't watched jack shit. But I did check Discord, and I knew going into it because I was mad because I had a meeting from 1 to 2 that got canceled. I'm like, oh, well, that means I canceled this morning. I'm like, I'll actually be able to watch part of the game. So I know it was U.S. and Canada. And then shit blew up at work, and I didn't get to watch any of the game, but I was fortunate enough to see that the U.S. did win 2-1.
Okay, and what was your wager?
Again, I didn't know where to go with this. I ended up going all in here because I didn't want to be a bitch and wager zeros and win. So if I was going to lose, I'd go out with a blaze of glory.
Or a blades of glory, as they might say.
Oh,
Hey.
All right, and Mike?
So unlike my two competitors, I have not been paying attention to the Olympics at all. This was an immediate zero for me. I never care about the Olympics. I have no idea why. I just have never cared. Like my entire life, I've never cared. That said, I was absolutely following the Discord. I absolutely knew that the United States beat, and Jeremy, it's up to you if you will give me credit for this on my zero. I locked in with the United States beating the United States hat by 2-1.
You know what? I will accept that. What is your wager?
But I had zero. I mean, I technically had 1 point left to wager, but I was wagering zero on this one all the way.
All right. So yeah, 2 out of 3 correct here. Yeah, USA versus Canada, 2-1. It came down to an overtime goal on the USA's part. Ironically, I think it was Switzerland and Sweden, or Switzerland and Finland. It was a couple Scandinavian countries playing for silver. It was the exact same score. I saw. I didn't actually see the game. I just saw it listed. So it was also a 2-1 win.
Is Switzerland Scandinavian?
Technically, I always thought.
no.
It's Sweden, Denmark, Finland, Norway, and Iceland.
Denmark.
Only Scandinavian.
Denmark, yeah.
Finland is not Scandinavian. It's Nordic, but it's not Scandinavian.
That's what it is.
Oh, that's okay.
I did not know that.
Then again, we know how I am with geography, so we're just going to go with it
Right.
and say that that's exactly what it is, and we're good. All right, coming out of the final round here, for somebody who was complaining about the matchup tonight, Chris coming out with a win, 48 points to Bryan's 10 to Mike's 1. Chris is your champion tonight.
Yep.
Nice
Congratulations.
spike,
job.
bud.
Mike, this is 2 episodes in a row where the wrong team won.
100%. Yeah, because I know exactly what happened in the episode before. Yeah. I don't know which episode. I don't know what order these are going to come out, but I know that the last episode I was on, the wrong team absolutely won. But in this case, I think the right competitor won because you did good wagering, and
Yeah.
it was well done.
See, this is why Chris doesn't normally play any host, because when he comes on here, he just like completely murders the competition.
Right.
Yes, anyone that listened to that episode know that I just completely mowed over the competition.
It was a good game all around. I got to give everybody here shit because we're all friends and I can, and I know I won't be stabbed much.
Brian's right there.
But all right, before we do our full outro here, let's give everybody a chance to go around here and give any quick shout outs or anything you want to plug. Start with Bryan.
All right. Well, the one that I always throw out every time I'm on anything is we make choices every day. Choose kindness when you have the opportunity to make that choice. I will shout out the World Trivia Federation. Jay Borsom she writes the best trivia questions in the game. I have nothing against anybody on our, on PTE or any of the other podcasts. WTF, it's literally $2 a month, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, it's up to $5. It's $5 a month, and you get phenomenal questions, no pressure. It's awesome. Go check it out.
Yeah, you can't get in. No big deal.
Yeah.
I've actually been slacking because work has been so busy, and I always forget. Like by the time nighttime comes around, it's like, crap, I didn't. So I get in when I can get in, but I always feel good about it because it's a fun time either way, and always good discussion in the Discord after.
Yep.
All right, Mike, let's go over to you.
Speaking of WTF, I was very fortunate to get the notification that I needed to submit on my poop break today. So I was actually able to get that in. So that was good.
Mike, why are you in the bathroom for
Got
like
that in, got
15
some other
minutes?
stuff out, y'all.
That's right. Exactly. It was a win-win. First, I want to second everything Bryan said. The only other thing I'm going to shout out on this one is something that popped in my head earlier because Bryan started singing something to, I don't even remember what it was at this point, but it was something to the tune of "Loser" by Beck. The Datacorns, which is my band that I have with Jeff Woodhead and another friend of ours from high school, Ashok, and our college roommate Ben. Recently released a parody of, this is Winter Olympics tied too, released a parody of Beck's Loser called Loser. That's on that you could check that out on YouTube. We post random shit on our channel every Wednesday. If you're curious, you can check out that. But we're also in the process of planning out our third album, which we're hoping to record later this year, early next year. So check all of that out. Datacornsmusic.bandcamp.com is probably the easiest way. You can look up the Datacorns on any streaming service. We're on all of them, as they would say on front of me, on your favorite music streaming service or your least favorite music streaming service. We're probably on both of those. So check that out for all of our old stuff. We're really, really excited about the new stuff that we have. We actually had almost enough to record 2 full albums, and we had to whittle it down. So we're really excited about that and looking forward to getting that to you in the not too distant future.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. Chris, you don't get to do this very often. Anything you want to shout out, plug?
No, listen, the thing that I kind of come back to is a lot of tough times out there for a lot of people. Life isn't always easy. So when life isn't easy, you're not alone. Reach out. But also, this is so cliche, but like, it's okay to not be okay right now or ever. Like, no one knows the battle someone else is facing. So to echo Bryan's sentiment, be kind when you're communicating, when you're talking to people. You don't know what's going on in their head or what's going on in their life. Be kind, but assume positive intent where you can.
Amen.
It really goes without saying that. I've struggled with that a lot in my life, is assuming positive intent. If you can assume positive intent, assume that there's something else going on. If someone treats you in a negative way, it's more about you than it is about them, but give grace. For those out there, for those that are struggling, take care of your mental health. Listen to your body. If something's wrong, it will tell you. Hold on. I can't say that. If something feels wrong, get checked out is what I should say.
No.
If something feels wrong, get checked out. But just take care of yourselves. I love you guys.
All right. Then before we give our final outros here, Chris, you want to give the plug? Because I'm going to fumble it.
Yeah. So if you enjoy the work that we do and you're in a spot where you can support the show financially, please feel free to do so. Patreon.com/PTEBB is the best place to do that. Ad-free version to the shows, bonus content dropping regularly. All that fun stuff is there. If you can't support the show financially, hey, I get it. 5-star rating, write us a review. Have us on the car with your friends or with people that you don't like. If you're an Uber driver or a Lyft driver or a cab driver, have us on for your listeners. Unless they're kids. We're really not suitable for kids. It is what it is. There you go. Thank you all for the continued support. The fact this show's been going on for, oh my God, we're over 5 years now.
Dude, it's going to be 7 years this fall.
Oh my God.
Now,
I mean, after 2020, time stopped really working the same way. So
it's true.
I have wasted so many years of my life. Jeremy, back to you.
All right. Well, on behalf of the pub or the PTE network and the pub trivia experience, make sure you check out our other shows. Hope you guys had fun listening tonight. And until next time, I've been Jeremy.
I've been looking for pictures of Spider-Man.
And I've been Mike.
And I'm full of existential dread.
Night, everybody.